Hello, it's the Davos Daily Diary from Ketchum, Day 2. I'm Richard Griffiths. Some actually see today as the first formal day of Davos. Why? Well, today was the day that everyone was waiting for, the opening address from Donald Trump. The president swept into town this morning. These were the pictures of his motorcade as he arrived around about 11:30 on Tuesday. He then stepped inside the Congress Center here to urge delegates to reject what he described as the environmental alarmists. All this, of course, at an event that's dominated really by concerns over climate change and economic slowdown. Greta Thunberg this afternoon, well, she delivered an also very combative address on the other side of the debate. She said, "Our house is still on fire. Your inaction is fueling the flames by the hour." Well, some long-time Davos observers here are noting that the debate is moving away from the sole focus on sustainability, much more towards accountability. The data scientists, the geeks, who are really going to keep a close eye on the commitments being made here when it comes to the UN Sustainable Development Goals. On that note, I'm delighted to introduce you now to one of our Ketchum clients. It's Pauliina Murphy, who's from the World Benchmarking Alliance. Now, you're in town this week to launch a new list. Tell us a little bit about why you're here.
Thanks, Richard. I guess we, the WBA, we're one of those geeks and data scientists that you mentioned. So we've launched a list of the 2,000 of the world's most influential companies on issues related to the UN SDGs. So we will be measuring the impact, the progress of those companies over the coming years, and asking them to make more progress where they're not.
You heard the frustration again of Greta Thunberg. Is it really appropriate to launch a list like this right here in Davos?
So we're a not-for-profit and we are putting these companies on notice. So we're holding a mirror to what they do on sustainability. They are here, and so this is a good place for us to talk to them and say, invite them into the benchmarking process, but at the same time hold them to account on what they will be doing, on the commitments that they're making here.
I was at a late night event last night where this comment was made around the focus sort of moving much more towards accountability. Do you share that view that over the next few years we're going to see much more focus on measurement and how organisations and companies are really performing against the commitments they're making?
Absolutely. So there's companies know that they're a critical part of achieving the SDGs. That's been widely accepted. There's been a lot of talk about it, but I think companies have also struggled a little bit with how they really embed sustainability practices into the core of their businesses and throughout their entire supply chains. And so we are now looking at making progress. We know this is the decade of action, and our part in this is providing the benchmarks which can act as roadmaps for companies so they can see where their gaps are in terms of their core business behaviour, what they need to do. They can track their performance against their peers, so we will be able to see who's doing well, who's making progress, but then also the laggards who we need to hold to account. And
so eventually you will be naming and shaming.
So we will be putting those laggards on notice, but at the same time we're an alliance, and so we have more than 115 organisations committed to working with us and supporting the companies on what they need to do. And
then the list will be free, it'll be transparent and available, I guess, to everyone as a result.
Absolutely, so that's part of the movement. Thank you for mentioning that. There's a lot of data out there, but it's not comparable. It's often not free. It's behind a paywall, and so it's only through the provision of transparent and easily accessible data that we can actually compare company performance and their commitments and hold them to account on a year-by-year basis.
Well, good luck with the panel session on Thursday morning. Pauliina's here throughout the week. We're here until Friday. We'll be bringing you more insights throughout the week. The Prince of Wales is delivering a special address later on this week. Tomorrow here we'll be joined by my big boss, Barry Rafferty, with her perspectives on how things are progressing this week. So do stay tuned.